You look so triumphant.
That just caught me right off guard. Hello and welcome back to the Finish Line, which is now proudly sponsored by Glistian Events.
You just made a balls of that name.
Well, it's the first time for everything. You really threw me off at the intro. I was waiting for music and everything.
See, look, I gotta keep you on your toes, Dave.
We were back a couple of weeks ago. We had a few things in the pipeline then. As you can see, we were proudly now sponsored. Andrew's going to talk a little bit about that in a couple of minutes.
Try the name again.
Glistian Events.
You'll have a laugh at me when I introduce. Yeah, I can't. He said it to me like 2 minutes ago. Yow.
It was weird without the music. I feel like
I'll put music back in for if that's what's happening. Jesus Christ.
It's been a good couple of weeks. Tom, how are you?
I'm good, Dave. Yeah, finally back. An extended break for me. I missed last 2 weeks. But yeah, no, good. Good to be back. It's weird about music that I intro, Andrew. You need to jazz it up a bit.
I'm glad someone else said it. So
you're never happy, are you?
So
I normally have a little dance while the music's on and stuff.
Yeah, I do a little kind of. Yeah, he's right.
You can't dance though. That's the thing.
I don't care. So the music threw me off. Andrew's grown a beard. Tom's back. We started Tom's Corner. Tom never showed up for it.
Yeah.
Sean, how are you?
I'm great. I'm fresh after a weekend in the Dacia, and it was a great weekend. So we had lots of fun, to say the least.
A little oil.
I looked after Sean. We went on a couple of dates and stuff and all.
Yeah, Dave brought me on a very romantic date on Sunday. We went for breakfast and all. It was beautiful.
How do I know you?
A long time.
How many times you took me out to Tramore for breakfast?
We didn't go to Tramore.
Zero.
We didn't go to Tramore. We went to Tramore and then we drove the coast. We went to Tramore, had a little walk, drove the coast road.
Hold hands?
No, we had coffee. Drove the coast road down then to the coach house, and we had breakfast in the coach house, and it was delicious. So shout out to the coach house. It was nice.
You wonder how he's single, Sean, don't you? Like dates like that come and pull him out. Like,
you want to see the food quality, Tom? The food quality was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Just needs to find a girl into food now, and he'll be well away.
Yeah, be sorted.
Looking after my friends, picked them up from the train, dropped them back to the train. That's what I do.
Anyway, as Dave touched on, we are now sponsored by Glistian Events.
I bet you have it wrong.
I'm going to call Joe. He said I can call him Joe. Joe's going to tell us now in a minute. Joe Namasa, you will know him from Sky Sports Racing, South African expert. Tom will be his new BFF now. They have an angle into South Africa now.
Yeah.
France and South Africa. He's buzzing. But going to introduce Joe now. He's going to tell us a little bit about Glistian, and he's going to give us, and we can't have him on without asking for his best bets for the York Ebor Festival. Joe, I butchered your name about 10 times. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys? All good?
Very good, yeah.
Well, good.
I'm after talking to you in a bit of Irish now, they say. Yeah, very hard to say my name, but I think we'll just go with Joe. That's the easiest. So, yeah, good to be back on air in some form. Fantastic to have teamed up with you guys. Really, really good. Really excited. I do watch your podcast, and I think you guys are doing great things in racing and in punting and in finding winners. So, very well done. And we're super happy to be associated with you. It's really good.
We're delighted to have you on board, Joe. It's from the first time we talked on the phone, it would have been what, back in April-ish?
Yeah, probably. You know, when I stopped working on At the Races, I'd already started I'd already created the International Racing Club. But we needed to sort of rebrand. You know, we found it increasingly difficult to advertise, as you guys know. Affordability checks. I mean, and as soon as you say gambling or racing, nobody wants to deal with you. So there was always going to be a transition away from something called racing, and that's where Glistian came around. And all our contacts in rugby and golf, it just made sense for us to just branch out a bit more. Still passionate about racing, of course. Still own lots of horses, but needed to get into a bigger pond, for want of a better word.
And we're delighted to bring you into that pond and come swim with us. Do you like that?
Yeah, that was good.
Like
it was.
No, you're not liking that, Sean. But yeah, look, Joe was going to explain a little bit about Glistian, and Tom, this is what I call proper value that Glistian offers, not the value you get that doesn't pay bills.
Tom
Well, he paid bills. Now, in fairness, now we get onto that. On Saturday and Sunday, he paid the bills with a bit of value.
It's been
we
a
give him for that.
It's been a while coming. It's been a while coming. But I always one of them eventually would hit. Now, it's not Gaelic Warrior, it's not Apple Tom, but you did pay some bills.
French.
I don't even know what the name of the horse is, and I don't care.
I will get. We'll get to that in a bit. I want to hear about this. I want to hear about the value, Andrew.
Sorry.
Well, shall I jump in there with the value? Yeah. So over the course of my racing life, obviously I've met loads of people, like we all have, and I started to tie it all together. So last year already, we teamed up with another company, and we sponsor over 100 golf days a year in England and in Scotland and in Wales. Nothing in Ireland yet. We've always done trips abroad, Breeders' Cup. We've done trips to Cheltenham for the last 12 years. We've done trips to South Africa. We've always done that, but we've, like I said earlier, struggled to get it into the mainstream system. So Glistian came around, and we are able to, through our contacts, offer like fantastic stuff. So, for example, the weekend has just gone by. We had 15 lads played a round of golf in the morning at the Vale in Wales, took them to the test match that South Africa played in against Wales. I mean, I don't think Wales played on Saturday, to be honest. I think we definitely played. So we're looking good, by the way, for our fourth, I should say, World Cup.
Yeah, until you meet us.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Listen, you'll need a few 4-leaf clovers for that to happen. But you guys are playing well. Funnily enough, you have got your game together at the moment, which is good. So as myself and Cliff and Andrew Riddell, we started talking more and more about rebranding. Glistian came along, and we're tying the whole thing together. That's what we've done, right? So yes, we own racehorses, quite a lot in South Africa, one in Australia, one in Zimbabwe, funnily enough, 2 in England, and 2 babies on a farm in Ireland, although they're not babies because they're national hunt horses. So we call babies 2-year-olds. National hunt people call babies 6-year-olds. So, yeah.
I was just going to say, are they 6? Yeah. They're babies, yeah.
It's been a learning curve. So they're out at a place in Tipperary. But yeah, and that's what we started. We've always done it. And now we just rebranded as Glistian. We did a great deal with TaylorMade. One of our partners, Daryl, very, very close to the golfing world at a higher level. So we've got access to tickets for not almost every single DP Tour event. And I think we really appeal to your audience, and I'm hopeful and I believe that we're going to have a successful relationship, because I think what we offer, people want. So it's very intimate. Last year at Cheltenham, we only had 14 people, but we had our own cottage, our own bar, our own food every night. I mean, the crack was good. So, yeah, that's what we do. That's what we're good at.
Sounds like summer you'd be, Tom. Off in the cottage, drinking after racing.
I'm not going to lie. I was listening to that going, yeah, that sounds right up my street. 40 people, own cottage and a bit of crack. Yeah, good fun.
Yeah, that's what it's about, right? And like we chuck in other stuff that you probably wouldn't have thought about doing. But so last year, we had some lads out in Dubai. I took them to their first ever Cirque du Soleil show. We organized tickets at a good price, and they loved it. Of course, we were on the lash the next night and all the other stuff, but like we really do a one-on-one good thing, and we're very good at it. And I think we're only just going to get busier now.
Sounds very, very exciting. Speaking of DP World Tour, Irish Open is around the corner.
It is.
You have an announcement for us.
Yeah. So you and I have been chatting, and later tonight you are going to post up some details, and we are going to be giving away 6 tickets per day for free to the Irish Open. Probably won by South Africa. I mean, listen, it is what it is, right? But Padraig, is he still playing?
We just bought it, everything comes over.
What's his name? Padraig, is he still playing?
Padraig Harrington.
Yeah.
What a man. He's probably the most informed Irishman right now.
He's about 80.
He's
Sorry?
winning them senior tours like they're going out of fashion.
Senior tours. Senior tours, Tom.
Hey, don't knock it till you tried it. No, listen. So yeah, we got 6 tickets per day. If we need to go to 7 or 8, we will. Andrew will be putting out the details of how to enter. It's not going to cost anybody anything to enter. It's a bit of their time, I suspect. But yeah, we'll do that because you guys are based in Ireland, and we might as well kick off our first free offer to viewers, members, call it whatever you want, with the Irish Open.
Sounds unbelievable. Now,
Sponsored by Horizon, I should say, this year.
Well, you could say it's sponsored by Glistian because technically the tickets are sponsored by Glistian.
Yeah. There's a lot of lawyers in this world, so we might as well just chuck in Horizon.
I have no money. Don't sue me.
Coming for me. They're coming for me before anybody else, so it's okay.
And we don't know how much Tom's won in France, so we can't even ask him to pay the deposit. So
Now that he says it.
Yeah, so that's it. We'll put that up later. Sorry.
Yeah. No, go on. Before we leave you go,
Sure.
we're here about York's Ebor Festival, and we can't leave you go, the most famous tipster in South Africa, without giving us your best bets for the York Ebor Festival.
Okay.
It's business.
It's like at the races all over again. The glasses
It's
go on, the
business
winners
now.
come on.
It is. I did tip loads of winners on at the races, and I must be honest with you guys, I met a lot of wonderful people. I really did. I used to email people back and go out drinking with them. So with Glistian and stuff, it's been a bit of a busy year. So I haven't focused too much on specifics. But when it comes to big meetings like this, I do have a few tactics up my sleeve, right? So I was going to back Courage Mon Ami. I saw that also when its debut at Kempton. If you haven't watched that race, go watch it. How that horse won that day is unbelievable. Went straight to my notebook, was 5s on at Newcastle the next day, or the next time it ran, left it alone. I backed it at Goodwood. I backed it at Ascot. Then it got beat in the slop at Goodwood again. So I think that's a horse to keep an eye on. But I looked at the York Ebor meeting and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do what I haven't done for a while, and I'm going to follow a trainer. And I think the trainer you guys and the viewers should all keep an eye on is Carl Burke. I promise you, he sends some really, really nice horses to this meeting. It's got a lot of entries, and there's 5 of them that I think by backing them, you've got to show a profit. So starting tomorrow in the sprint, he's got 2, Corker and Looking for Linda. Both nice prices. I think they'll run well. In the 150 on Thursday, he's got this horse, Beautiful Diamond. This is this 2-year-old of his. That's not bad, that horse. I know it's a tough field, but that'll be a runner, you know. It won its debut there. I think it ran second, but that'll be thereabouts. His horse in the Oaks, Novakai, 16-1. That's a big price. You know, fillies at this time of the season, anything can happen. They're either super special or anything can just take another 2 or 3 lengths leap forward. And then obviously Kylian. Now, if you watched Kylian run at Goodwood, oh, look, shaking his head there.
Kylian broke his heart at Goodwood.
Kylian broke it wasn't Kylian's fault, it was Ryan Moore's fault. No, it was Ryan Moore's on.
Yeah, I didn't know you had backed it. I'm sorry, but I think we can go. I think amends can be made at York. You know, look, Goodwood is there are more hard luck stories at Goodwood than David Attenborough's got stamps in his passport. Do you know what I mean? Like, so Kylian dropped out to last, was never going to get through on time. York might not be so difficult. So, like I said, Carl Burke, look, he's got other runners. He's training at about 14% winners at the moment. I don't think you can go wrong by including him in some of your bets. That's it.
Fantastic.
Very
I
good.
think there's 2 horses in there now that I think me and you will agree on.
Look, Kylian, his 2 wins were very impressive. His win at Sandown was super impressive. I don't think people are saying probably didn't go on the ground. I think the ground was much for all of them, but they all tried to get the rail And
Yeah.
Ryan thought he was being smart by dropping him out and getting to the rail, like what happened at Sandown. The other ones just didn't come back to him, and he was never going to get up the rail then. He looked like the best horse in the race.
The thing to do that day was hit the rail. And I think Big Ev hit the rail. And the whole plan was to track and get a gap and go. The gap never appeared.
Yeah, the ground probably did dent his speed a little bit.
But do you know what I think about it now? Do you know that was over 5 furlongs? The race this week is over 6. That shows to me that he'll have no problem seeing out 6 furlongs whatsoever on that ground, and he picked up again at the end.
He definitely would see out 6 furlongs. There's a horse tomorrow as well that see out 7 furlongs very well. So interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. Follow Carl Burke, and I will love you and leave you and carry on watching the podcast.
Joe, I can't let you go. I've got to ask you. Have you? I'm as interested in York as I am in going to run for a marathon right now, to be honest. But have you anything for Scottsville tomorrow, or is there one? If not Scottsville tomorrow, is there one in the notebook for South Africa? You need angles, lads. These are the angles. Can't let them go.
You are so happy asking that question.
Yeah,
I love South African racing. It's great crack.
Yeah, it's good crack, isn't it? And we've still got about 30 horses out there. With some really good trainers, and the involvement of Glistian will lead to even more and more information being shared with our members and our friends. So we've got a horse running on Thursday called Mia Regina. I think that will run very well. What I'll do is I will put up, I'll send Andrew something that he can put up with the competition at 10 o'clock, I think, for Scottsville. Or is it? I'm not sure if it's Scottsville tomorrow. I haven't looked. But I'll make a couple of calls. I'll have a look at the form, and I'll see what's alive and what's not.
That's what we want. That's exactly what we want right there, Andrew. Scottsville tips tomorrow.
So I've never seen Tom this happy.
No difference between Scottsville and the Curragh, to be honest.
Oh no, Curragh is an absolute shit. I hate the Curragh racing.
What I meant is 5-2 is 5-2, boys.
Exactly. A winner in South Africa is the same as a winner in Ireland.
100%.
Nothing virtual about a winner, isn't it?
Exactly.
Or France, I believe.
Or France. I stood in Paddy Powers waiting for them to scan my proof of address and documents the other day, and I was there for about 40 minutes. Well, their iPad wouldn't load. One of the lads back in the virtual horses were there going, "Oh, my horse is out the back of the telly," and I couldn't understand what race he was watching. The virtuals, and he's coming up, punting away, and there's me like a fool waiting for him to scan my documents.
Yeah. In Portuguese, we have a saying: "God gives nuts to those with no teeth."
On that note, Joe, thanks a million for popping on and sharing your knowledge.
Thanks, Joe.
Cheers, boys. Cheers.
Cheers, Joe.
What a legend Joe is.
Sean, were you getting excited then when he said he followed it in the next day at 1 to 5? Were you like,
Oh,
that's
hey,
my price?
Tom, I was saying, why are you not going and collecting?
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, I used to love him on other races, lads. He's class.
Right, son by only.
Showing my age now. Sean never saw him.
I was in nappies watching
You
him for
were
God's
exactly
sake.
them.
He was on.
I remember him on it as well. Like, he did tip a good few winners. To be fair to him, he knew his South African racing was good anyway.
I know
Better than Laurent Barberon for the French.
He is
Useless.
terrible.
Fucking useless. Just follow Tom's
Do
tips.
you know what it's like? It's like a French person shop.
Yeah, it's crap off. Anyway, you see the French horse jumping over the finish line the other day.
Oh,
that was great.
He's on his way to Willie Mullins now.
Enjoyed that, to be honest.
He is.
To all the viewers, you might know a little bit more about Glistian racing. That was that better?
Yeah, you get there,
And Glistian Events. Thanks to Joe for coming on. And now we're kicking on with our York Ebor Festival meeting preview.
Can we just do a Cheltenham Festival preview instead?
No, we're back
Please,
for
Yeah,
York.
Can we? Tom,
Please.
we've got to touch on the weekend.
No, we're back for York Our national hunt videos will start pretty soon. We're going to obviously have a horses to follow video, so on and so forth. And I can probably guarantee there will be no fucking Tom Lacey horses put up by anybody.
Right.
Tomorrow.
It's a dig at somebody. I don't know who it is though.
Just fucking move on.
Actually,
Tomorrow.
We have to touch on it. Come on. We have to touch on it.
Okay, we do that. Stay tuned to hear about the story about all of us and Alfie's. The Holy Grail. It's not even called Alfie's anymore. It's called the Holy Grail.
You might not want people to know because
we won money.
I consider it Robin Sunday. So, we're on holidays in a couple of days, and I was thinking about
yeah. Dave, there's a brilliant comment there now in regards to the horse jumping the finish line. It was like Tom opening his wallet and he jumped the shadow. Brilliant comment in there.
There's no honor among thieves.
Yeah, like you're on about Robin. That little lad Dublin fellow underneath us that technically has robbed him already.
He was sending me money yesterday.
Who?
Sean was. He was going to pay for Tom's PTs. We are starting tomorrow, 2:25 at York. The Tattersalls Acomb Stakes, a Group 3, 7 furlongs. Paddington Boy 94 favourite. Cogitate 10-3. Edwardian 7-2. Loose Cannon 13-2. 15-2. Bar. Paddington Boy will win this. 7 furlongs, stepping up from 6. Form took major franking the other day when Van Dijk beat that very good 2-year-old filly Ramoutier, I think is how you pronounce it.
Sexy.
Another Christopher Head horse that unfortunately came second in a Group 1, but they're all running well. And he was second to Van Dijk the last day. He's going to win.
Yeah. I care much about this race as much as I do about Illians.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you he's going to win.
I have Ballyman by form boosted by Van Dijk. That'll do.
Yeah, and he loved the extra furlong. Tom?
Yeah, 2-year-old races, Dave. This is your bag, not mine. Classic winning trainer Adrian Keatley looks to have a live one. He can do a job when he's got one, and it's been bought by Waxnan Racing. So yeah, I'd go for that one, but it's wide open, isn't it? I mean, Aidan O'Brien's horse is 4-1, and the Charles Hills horse is 130. All of these horses, apart from the favourite, won last time. That's about what I can tell you about the race, Dave, to be honest.
Well, I have a funny feeling Sean probably likes the Aidan O'Brien horse, but Aidan O'Brien, 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds.
Sorry, that's right, something.
He doesn't target York and Goodwood per se. It's mostly Royal Ascot, the Newmarket July meeting, and then the back end of the year, he'll send them to the Dewhurst and so on and so forth. So these are the ones that take on the Aidan O'Brien horses. Sean?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. I am on the Aidan O'Brien one, just on the one you split up. I just don't know. I've taken that form with a pinch of salt. I know he's come second to Van Dijk and he's ran down late, but I think Van Dijk has improved massively going to that French race. I'm not taking that too literal, and I want to take him on. To touch on the O'Brien and Edwardian, the first day he was slow away. He was green as grass. Wayne Lorden gave him an easy time coming home. He only got the hang of things late, and he rattled home. But then he went to Naas the next time out. Stiffer test on slow ground. Again, he was slow away. He'll have to be sharper away tomorrow. But he was quickly onto the tails, and he tracked in behind, came down, and about 4.5 out, he was hanging in a little under Ryan. Ryan brought him out and sent him for home, and by God, he showed a serious out-turn of foot. The stiff test, I think the step up and trip is definitely going to help. He had his 2 ears pricked on the line, not doing a tap. I think he's plenty under the bun. I can see him just improving all the time, and I want to be on side of him. So it's going to be Edwardian in here for me.
The hell is that? Little dog probably robbing something, are you?
Was that you? Oh.
It's a fire alarm. It's all good.
It's all...
It doesn't sound like it's all good if it's a fire alarm. That's not how they work, Sean.
Just for reference, Sean. You're in the room there, and the fire alarm is going off. My suggestion to you would
Have a
be
look.
to just check.
Just have a look.
Just in
at
case.
Yeah, go for that might be a nice decision there, Sean. Just go for a little wander there. See if there are flames engulfing your house.
Well,
So
this
it's-
is a new one for the finishing line. Fire alarms live on show.
We thought we were getting robbed one day, didn't we?
No reason to be embarrassed by a
No.
fire alarm.
Just burnt to
I'm
death.
glad it works. That's a good thing. So 3 for Ballymount Boy, 1 for Edwardian. We're on to the 3 o'clock at York on Wednesday. The Great Vulture Stakes, Group 2. Gregory 6-5 favourite. Continuous 9-4. Castaway 7-2 and 16-1 bar. Only 5 runners. Andrew.
I like Gregory in this. His most unexposed. His win at Royal Ascot was quite good. He's dropping back down in trip, which is no worry. He's won over a mile and 3 before. I don't really like much else in, to be honest. I was looking at Castaway Farm. I don't think it's that appealing. Look, he beat Tower London the last day, but he won the Newmarket Stakes. Or not, no, his victory in that, actually, sorry, before that, he beat horses called Victory Dance, Relentless Voyage, Forca, Timiao, Like a Tiger, Salt Bay. They have all been walloped since that race. They're all in behind him that race. That's 2nd to 7th, I think. I think he's way too short. Look, he could go win. I don't care, but I think Gregory is by far the best horse in it with the most potential going forward. He looked green at Ascot. Still 6-5, no sharp price, but I think he'll win.
Tom.
Yeah, look, he's short, isn't he? He's short, but he's probably going to take the beating. It's a tricky race, though. I wondered, was it going to become a tactical affair? As you say, Gregory, he still looks green. I'm sure he's coming on with each run, but yeah, without being really boring, it was a race where I thought the favourite would probably win, but he's 5-4, and in a what could be a tactical affair, I didn't really want to back him. So yeah, it's kind of another skip and no better race for me. I do have one on the cards that's I really fancy. Don't worry.
Hey, Tom, there's not more fun than a winner by.
Sean.
Yeah, that's still going off. So I'll let you know when it stops. It's in the apartment block, so I can't turn it off, but it'll be turned off now in 2 seconds.
He's getting engulfed from above.
But
It's okay.
it was Gregory for me, and anyways, I think he's the Gosden Ledger horse, and if he's to be going there, he's got to be winning this. So it's Gregory and half for me.
His house is literally burning down around him.
I hope he's all right.
In the apartment block. Don't worry. Only an apartment block where you haven't got a fucking clue what everybody else is doing in there, like putting things on fire.
I think
Dave doesn't give a shit.
I personally think Gregory's a bag of shit.
That's harsh.
Why? And I just don't really like this race. I think it's poor enough.
Microphone.
I am talking into the microphone.
No, you're not. See, that's me.
You touch my microphone again, I'm going to bash it off your head.
It's my microphone.
I think Gregory's a bag of shit.
Anyway.
The best piece of form is probably continuous a second behind King of Steel and Ascot, because King of Steel is a decent enough 3-year-old. But I don't think I'd back anything in this race. It's not great. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick continuous.
I thought you were going to say Gregory there.
Now, race post is not loading, so
Sean seems fine. Oh, it's the Paddington race.
we are on to the Juddmonte International. It's a poor turnout, in all fairness. Only 4 runners. A Group 1 over a mile, 2.5 furlongs. Paddington is 8-13 favourite. Mosta Daff is 9-4. Najwa is 10-1, and the Foxes is 14-1. Sean, you can take this first.
Yeah, I'm gonna be staying on the side of Paddington. You've got to. He's improving all the time. You can still hear that alarm. Give me 2 minutes. I'll go down and do it myself. I'll be back to this in 2 minutes.
Can't beat live telly. Don't get this and that the race, do you?
Oh, that's the insurance claim gone now. Literally said it live on a podcast. I turned the smoke alarm off.
Hopefully he comes back. Hopefully.
I've seen that was gone completely. I have seen a lot of stuff on Twitter about, and one person and I saved it, and it's going up tomorrow when Paddington wins, but not right now.
It's a great picture.
No, not the picture.
What?
Someone saying that Paddington was delay of the entire year.
Show me. I won't say that. Show me right now.
No,
Show me.
I'll
I
show you
need to
tomorrow.
see it right now.
I've seen a lot of people. What's the word I'm looking for?
Acting
Say-
like dopes.
No. Compare Paddington to Giants Causeway and the season he had as a 3-year-old, where he just kept turning up to races and winning Group 1s. Mostadaf's win at Ascot was terrible. Luxembourg is not all he was cracked up to be. Bay Bridge ran probably below form, and he's better towards the back end of the season on softer ground. My Prospero was in that race. He's absolutely terrible. Just
Very angry.
a yak horse. And Adiar, I think he's been retired, or heard all them 3-year-olds that were good for Godolphin have now been retired. No good. I think Paddington will win. I think Paddington will win well. There'll probably be bookies everywhere giving you even money specials on Paddington tomorrow. I suggest doing those.
Not on Tom, not on Sean the Kilt anymore.
I see nothing to tell me that he's going to regress. He's getting better with racing. His form was franked by Inspiral in the Prix Jacques Lamarois. Like that.
That was
You like that? That's good with Tom Wonder.
That was good.
do it again.
The Prix Jacques
Now
Lamarois.
say Manila Indo.
Paddington will win. Tom.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't think Mostadaf's. I wouldn't say his win was terrible. The form, yeah, I don't think Luxembourg is what everyone thought he was going to be, is he? But by God, he was impressive. I felt that if Paddington is ever going to get beat, apart from if he runs for an arc, because he won't win an arc, I think this is the day he could get beat. They're going back to the well again. This is his 7th run since the 26th of March. Like, he's been everywhere. Like, his last 4 races are all Group 1 wins. I think he's a cool horse. I love him. I just felt, it's a no-bet race for me. It's just, if he ever was going to get beaten, it might just be my Mostadaf.
Will you be laying him on the exchanges?
No, I wouldn't take him on. It's just a sneaky feeling. I think, so I say 7th run on the bounce. Like, they're not messing around with campaigning them, are they? And I'm not saying he's going to lose. I just think if ever he gets beat, it could be tomorrow.
I agree with you regards Mostadaf's win. He looked impressive. Yes, maybe I said it wrong. But the form of the race is not good. The form of the race in Dubai is probably better when he was beaten by Equinox. Westover was in there as well. That's probably a better piece of form than the Ascot form. Andrew?
I think this lad is bomb-proof. I think you can put him anywhere. You can make his own run. You can stick him in behind. You can do whatever you like with this lad. And he'll win. I think the short and sweet, I think Paddington will win. I think Mostadaf is by far the best of the rest. I think he'll follow him home. And this lad was going boom, 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 boom.
Well, what's up with it?
I don't know what the charger.
Sean is going to do the infamous statement dance on Paddington.
Do the same man. Do this.
Just a touch on the sorry I had to run there. But I was a bit windy about him the last time. I got a bit of stick out the lads in the group chat. He was odds on. But Paddy, Bet365 do this wonderful thing called a bet boost. And he went to even money the last day and I took it then. I wouldn't be taking 1 to 2 on him. But Bet365, give me a bet boost and offer me even money again. I will be taking it. I think his form stands up. Like, I mean, he beat Innsbruck. We seen what she done in France. I think he could be unreal. But a bit on Tom's side. I don't know how many runs. Like, this is 7th. At what point does he stop?
And Paddington, this is live, by the way. Yeah, this is actually happening. We'll rock on anyway. That's 3 for Paddington, and Tom thinks Paddington will win, but he's going to stay away from back. We are going on to Thursday. And obviously, someone asked again in the comments regards handicaps and stuff like that. We're just touching on kind of the main group races. There's 4 days, 7 million races. We're doing our best. Thursday, The 150. Andrew is doing surgery here on the laptop.
You not have pre-production meetings.
Aye.
We're back. The Louder Stakes. This is always a good race. Group 2 for the fillies, 6 furlongs. Beautiful diamond. Carl Burke. Joe touched on it there when he was on with us earlier. Aiden's filly, Cherry Blossom. Doherty Lawrence. I don't have prices here for some reason. Flora of Bermuda. Gunsberg. Queen's Guard. Relief Rally. Star of Mystery. And Symbology. Sean, you can take this first. I reckon you're going to go for William Haggis, Tom Marquand, Double Green, Relief Rally.
Nope.
Oh,
Um,
that lined up and all.
Joe hit the nail on the head here for me. Beautiful diamond. I can't believe our pricing here. She's 14 to 1. She's 2 lengths to find in Relief Rally. I understand that. I think she deserves to be favourite. The O'Brien horse, I'm not too sure. Came with a bigger reputation with being, but then won well at the Curragh the last day. And I think a weak enough maiden. But Florida Bermuda was behind her 5 lengths that day. She's 4 to 1 in here. And Beautiful Diamond is 14s. I don't know how they make her a 14 to 1 shot. I can see her being half the price on the day. She won the first day and not. What's it?
She's best price 11 to 1 in 2 places now. You can get a bit of 10s, short as 8s. 8s with
Yeah,
your match to account anyway.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Like, there was still some 14 to 1 touching about this morning. I was shocked at that. But she won at Nottingham the first day, and I was very taken. I thought she'd go and win her Ascot. But her first race at Ascot, she was competitive. Her first competitive race, she was in the hustle and bustle. I think she learned a lot from that day. She's also stepping up and trip to 6 furlongs here. And I just think she's massively overpriced, to be honest with you. And I take her each way here. I just can't have Florida Bermuda at 4 to 1 and her at 14. I respect Relief Rally. She is the one you have to go and be. And who's to say the Aidan O'Brien mightn't blow out? So I'm going to take her at 14 to 1 each way in here.
Yeah, Flora Bermuda was touted a couple of times and she was unlucky in some races. She was good at Goodwood. But the second in that race has already let the form down. Jonathan Berry, she was poor enough the last day. And I think I agree with Sean. I agree with Joe. I think if there's one overpriced one in the 2-year-old races during the week, it's Carl Burke's filly. Joe touched on Carl Burke bringing a big team to York. He does it in all the festivals, but he seems to have not so much luck at Ascot and Goodwood and Newmarket. He's lots of fancied horses. Some of them got favourite. Doesn't seem to do well, but he does better at York. So I would say Beautiful Diamond each way.
Yeah, I'm going to make a 3 from 3. When Joe said it, it was music to my ears. I think this. Look, we like the brother, same colour, same trainer. Name's gone at my head. Power.
No, you're thinking of Golden Mind.
No.
Oh, this is not brother.
I think it is brother sister something. Anyway, I think that the further this, as in the trip, stepping up and trip, it'll suit him down to the ground better than Relief Rally. All he was doing was staying on at the finish at Ascot. He didn't have the best trip in the world, and if I'm not mistaken, Frankie was on him.
No, Frankie, you're thinking of Golden Mind.
Yeah, you're thinking of the wrong one. Yeah.
But yeah, Beautiful Mind, what the step up and trip, I think is going to suit. As Sean alluded, the Flora Bermuda was behind it, and one is 4 to 1, and one is what now 10, 11 to 1.
Yep.
There's more improvement coming here, and I think a 10 to 11 to 1 get it while you can, because from what Tom's saying, things are shortening already. And I was looking at this at 4 o'clock today, and it was 14 to 1. So I'm saying last Beautiful Diamond each way.
Tom.
Yeah, this sounds like we've put this together and it's a complete waste of time, but surprisingly I had Beautiful Diamond as well as being overpriced. I think if you still get 10, 11 to 1, and I think she still is overpriced, to be fair. Got to make up a couple of lengths, as Sean said, with Relief Rally, but you're getting 2 to 1 on one and 10 to 1, let's call it, on the other one. Relief Rally looked like, she could go on improving more, and did so last day, but still, Beautiful Diamond was backed off the boards for that. Absolutely backed off the boards. Went off 11 to 4 in a 26 runner 2-year-old race at Ascot. They've given her a break now. They've brought her back after 96 days off. Joe touched on Carl Burke at York. He's won 2 of the last 4 runnings of this, with a 12-1 shot and a 25-1 shot. And yeah, I think she's got a great chance, especially you can back her each way at 11-1 as well. Yeah, I think she was the wrong price. She's shortening to the more correct price, but I think you can still get on at 10s, 11s. I'd definitely be backing that each way, 100%.
Okay, happy days. Onto the Pretemps Network, Yorkshire Oaks, Group 1, mile 4 furlongs for the fillies and mares. Savethelastdance is favourite 11-4, Free Win 92, Warm Heart 8-1. There's prices not here for some of them. Al Hussein is in there, Patronic, Ross Carberry, Stay Alert, Cecil Road, Blue Stocking, and Novikoi. Andrew?
I think it kind of Savethelastdance. What she done at the Cora last time was mighty impressive when you consider a furlong and a half to 2 furlongs out. She looks like she was going to get strung out like the washing. The afterburners turned on and she won going away. She won with a lot, not a lot up her sleeve, but a lot more comfortable than the winning margin tells you. Now, that was on her preferred soft ground. Her best form is on soft ground. She was beaten in the Oaks on good firm, I believe. But the first, second, and third were a good bit clear that day. And I think she obviously she handles it, but not as well as she would handle the soft ground. I think she's by far the class angle in this race. What is she? 2-1, 5-2,
11-4 here.
11-4. 11-4 is not too bad. It has to be 2-1. 11-4 is a decent price in my opinion. I think she still has a lot to learn, as you can see with her run in the Cora. Whether she was undercooked or I don't know, it was just an amazing finishing kick with her stopping in front, and she just kept going. The second, Blue Stocking, reopposes again today. I think it'll be the same result. Al Hussein is the one who I have down as her danger. Good run last time, but Savethelastdance, when I think all comes to all, I think she will be the one finished in front. I think Al Hussein will not be far behind.
Tom?
Yeah, I'm all over Al Hussein here. This is the one I was telling you that when I skipped the 2-year-old races, I promised I had one. For me, Savethelastdance, this is all about the ground. I think she's way too slow on good firm ground. It's a mile 4 here. Blue Stocking reopposes. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets her head in front of her. But she's got beaten the twice before that as well. I know at Ascot, fine, and it was her reappearance at Newbury. But I don't think she's progressing quite the way they thought. One who definitely isn't progressing this season is Free Wind. I think she's going backwards faster than a rate of knots. And that leaves us then down to Al Hussein. Progressive filly. Beat above the curve the last time in Goodwood in the Grade 1 Nassau Stakes. Mightily impressive, I thought, that day. Nashwa then was second to her at Newcastle, and she beat Angels Wrath at Ayr as well. She wins this filly, is half of this as well. She had 10 runs, 7 wins. Like, yeah, I really like that. She's progressive. She put in her big RPR the last day. She now has a rating of 115. Fine, she's got to give £9 to the 3-year-olds, but I think she can go on progressing. You have a look at her pedigree, her dam. Her dam was by Sea de Stars and was third in the Prix de l'Opera Group 1 in France. She's by Dubawi. And then to top it all off, Roger Varian has had 44 runners in the last 14 days and 11 winners for a 25% strike rate. And he's had a whole heap of them placed. They were nearly all placed after that. So he's in flying form. You can get 7-1 about this filly. Absolute cracking each way, but I think I'm really keen on it, to be honest.
I'm keen on Savethelastdance. I think the whole thing regards her needing soft ground and heavy ground is a bit pushed a bit too much. I think she's just a big awkward joke, to be
Would
honest.
I was only looking at it there. Sorry,
Um,
would it not just been that
She's just
the
so
ground was just that's the ground on the day
Yeah.
that she had to run on?
and she ran pretty similar at Epsom to she did at the Curragh, where it was totally different ground, good form and soft. She looked beat at the Curragh as well. She just seems to take a long time to get into her stride. She's a big, huge, awkward kind of filly. But once she gets going,
the other word you're looking for.
once she gets going,
He's having none of it.
she doesn't stop. Same thing at Chester. Once she got going, she was rode long for a bit, then she powered home. And I just think nothing will be staying up the York Straight any more strongly than her.
Yeah.
She might be pushed along 3 furlongs to go and you think maybe she's beaten, but once Ryan gets her going, I think he's getting to know her a little bit more after the last couple of races. She'll be finishing really strongly. I do think Nova Kyle run well, 2-3-year-olds. Free Wind is gone. Sean told me earlier in the year she'd win the Arc, and I told him, Sean, you've lost your mind. Al Hoosen, I think she won the race at Goodwood because she was in the right position, basically, and the way the race ran in the end. Stay Alert, I think she's a decent enough filly. She might be in there, but I really do think Savethelastdance is overpriced.
Yeah.
Sean.
I'm in Tom's camp here. I'm against this Savethelastdance. I think she's slow. She looked out of her comfort zone when she was on the good to firm ground, and I'm a bit dubious over that Oaks as well. We've seen the winner come out and was beaten in France. Then the third, when they come up against the older opposition, hasn't done it. And then at the Curragh the last day, the heavy ground, and she needed every yard of that. I can see this being a very tactical race. I don't see a clear leader that's going to set a strong gallop. And if this is a muddling race, it's going to go all against her. She does not want a turn of foot race here. She's the one where she'd love.
Warm heart.
Go out and set the pace. Maybe that's what he's in there for. But if not, I didn't see a clear pace angle. I think she needs to step up, and I think you'll see on the ledger. But I'm on Tom's pick here, Al Hussein as well. As Tom touched on, a very progressive filly, was beaten on debut, but then went 3 from 3, stepping up in class every time. And then the last day, I thought she was very good. She sat in a pace. She kicked for home with a 2 furlong pole. I think she showed a lot of guts to stay out there. They all had a go. Nashua came down the inside, and above the curve was still on down the outside. They were having a good battle. And I think she won with a bit more to spare at the line. She is overpriced. I see there's still 13 to 2 available. It's an account closer each way bet, but it's that sort of 30 each way bet that I'd be taking in here. And it'd be Al Hussein. I might be brave enough to say that I could take on Savethelastdance in 3 places, depending on what price it is on the exchange. I think if she's going to do it, I think she's going to blow out completely.
I think she's a nice filly anyway.
I don't
They're all 1 mile 4 fillies. They're all fucking slow.
Yeah, and what I think is going to play to their advantage, as you touched on, I have down there, the long straight of York is going to be big plus to her. If she turns, she hits that straight, her stride will open, Ryan will set her down, and she'll just gallop him into submission. I think that's what we're playing.
Let's mind her in, though. That's the only problem.
On what basis? She was about a length. Yeah, and what happened? She picked up.
She won.
She picked up and went away.
And she clearly didn't have.
I think I know what's coming next here, guys. This is the first match. First match.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll absolutely.
Yeah, 2 against 2.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I think, listen, if the other O'Brien horse doesn't set it, because all these runners, like Blue Stocking has a turn of foot, maybe probably wants 10 furlongs, to be honest with you. Free Wind, Al Hussein, all have turn of foot. If that other O'Brien horse doesn't go out and make this, and this is a muddling race, I think she'll get massively outpaced from this quick.
Michael Jackson moonwalking off a stage.
I'm going to tell you, James Doyle is on warm heart. James Doyle has set the pace. Trust me. Anyway, a couple of match bets there. We're moving on to Thursday, the 225. I know what I'm doing. I am the man here.
We're not moving on to Thursday's 225, Dave.
Friday's 225, which is proudly brought to you by Glistian Racing Club as the race of the week, and it's the Group 2 Lonsdale Cup for the stayers, 2 miles, half a furlong. We're going to be doing this every week, have a race that we're calling the race of the week, and it's going to be brought to you by our sponsors, Glistian Events, and they are a portion of Glistian Events, the Glistian Racing Club. We also want to talk before we go into this race about a little, what should we call it? A little project maybe that we came up with between the four of us to give back to the stable staff out in Henry's. And we're going to do this throughout the winter season. And in Cheltenham, we'll probably do an anti-post one where we're going to do a lucky 15. Every week we'll give some selections for this at the end of the video. Any money or profit made will be put into a pot and given to the stable staff in Henry's to do as they like at the end of the season.
Yeah.
One question that I didn't ask when we were discussing this, and now it's become very, very apparent. What happens if we lose all the money?
We have
lose any money. We have a guaranteed €300 pot.
Amazing.
That's already done. So which wouldn't be surprised if we didn't put any money into it from now to the festival, they're getting minimum €300.
Between ourselves and Glistian Events, we have €300 with Tom. Tom obviously didn't read the fine print.
No, Tom never reads it.
We have €300 no matter what happens. And then from here on now, we'll be doing a Lucky 15 every week where we put a selection in, and hopefully, and I think we'll make some more money.
We will.
And then we will drop the money out, or we will drop it out in case of Heineken for Jason Dunphy. Anyway, getting back to the racing, and my phone has gone off. Oh, we're back. Coltrane's favourite 5-2, the horse that just never seems to win one of these big races.
Mm-hmm.
Quickthorn 11-4, Courage Mon Ami 3-1, Eldaroff 7-1, Giavoletto 8-1, Broom 10-1, and 16-1 Bar. I don't like this race. If I choose one, I choose Coltrane. That's my thoughts.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want much of a much. I think there's no strong of various. There's no horse with a big willy like.
Various. All right, listen. I agree with you touched on there. Coltrane. It's just like one of these horses that tease I'm going to win the big one.
You're making a lot of stuff now, jokes about it.
Just go up. Just tease you.
Stop teasing.
Sorry, that was Sean's job on Sunday. Anyway, I think that's one of the horses that will just tease you. He's going to win a big race, but he just doesn't. When it comes to the big day, I know he's won a Group 2 before, but when it comes up against decent enough horses, he just fails to deliver. And
Oshie was bad in the last two.
Yeah,
not nearly as bad as Paddy Brennan today, though.
Oh my God.
Holy fucking shit! Go back and have a look at that one.
And like just go back and watch the finish of the first races.
You're like a fucking porn star. I swear to God, he is. I know what's after happening to Paddy Brennan. He's lost the plot.
He's nearly falling off the back of the horses the way he's running the finish.
And then he gives it this. I'm not even joking, Tom. Watch now.
Ready?
Horse goes past him and he does this.
Does.
I don't understand what's that for. Is that a spear or something?
It's like one of them night fucking jewels.
Yes, jousting. Yes,
like.
yeah. Anyway, never mind.
Back to the race. Sorry, back to the race. Paddy Brennan never come on this show. Anyway, I think Quickthorn is going to do what he done. The hell was that?
Okay,
Paddy Brennan on the phone. I think he's going to do what he done at Goodwood last time, and what he's going to...
Sorry, Paddy. I didn't mean
it. And what he done in this race last year. He won this race by 14 lengths last year. And when a horse like this is in that kind of form, yes, people will go say, oh, geez, they gave him a massive lead. But you hear jockeys, the likes of Ruby Walsh and all them say before, you cannot make your horse go that extra stride quicker. If you make him go that extra stride quicker to try close that gap, your race is over before it even begins. Quickthorn.
Andrew's worried because Paddy Brennan's waiting outside for him.
Me? You don't want to do
I'll fucking hang you out to dry.
It was him. No, but Quickthorn, I think he's going to do the same. Look, he's a one-trick pony, but he's a very good one-trick pony. He won this race last year by 14 lengths, and God loves something that coach tries to go with him. If if Tom Marcon gets the fraction spot on again with this lad, he's going to be nearly impossible to claw back. Courage Mon and Me, I think this track will suit him a lot better than Goodwood had, whatever. Frankie just seemed to give him an easy time, as he always does once they're beat.
Why is there loads of holes in your t-shirt?
I forgot to pay for the rest of it. You're throwing me off track, man. You shut up.
I know Tom is just like a granddad there shaking his head at us. He's the fucking young one.
Yeah. I think the track will suit Courage Mon Ami a lot more. I cannot stand Coltrane. But yeah, back to Quickthorn. He'll go out in front. He'll break the hearts again. And I think he's 3-1, 7-2 right now. And I think he's a very good bet.
That was a long way around to saying Coltrane will win. Anyway, Tom,
I just wanted to do with Tom. I wanted to see what it's like to do with Tom.
Tom,
you go talk about every other horse. You come back and you talk about the first one you talked about.
You didn't even know.
I enjoyed it, Tom.
You didn't even notice I said that Coltrane will win, not Quickthorn. Tom.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'd agree with Andrew. Quickthorn's form at York is very, very good. He's had 5 runs, 2 wins, and a second, which was in the Ebor, isn't it? That's not what it is. Yeah, where he was beaten ahead. So, look, I think if you're banking on one to run well there, I think it's him. The other one who should run well because he gets placed a heap of times is Coltrane. Tricky race. Courage Mon Ami's got to bounce back. Was really impressive at Ascot and then bombed out. But yeah, look, for me, betting kind of says it all, doesn't it? It's like 5-2, 7-2, 3-1, and yeah, I'm not madly keen on any of these. So yeah, I'd save your Al Hussein winnings for another one.
And before anyone says, "Oh, Courage Mon Ami won a good one," I know he did, but the way this race is going to be run, it's easier to make up ground at that track.
To be fair to Sean, he's been banging the Courage Mon Ami drum since the start. I'd say he's going to stick with him.
Yeah, dead right. I'm going to stick by him.
I thought
All this.
somebody must have got again.
Go on anyway, Sean.
Touch back on that Goodwood race. All them jockeys deserved a serious outclatter when they came back into the changing room after that race. They can't let this happen again. They simply can't let him go. He's back.
For fuck's sake. I went to hit mute and I hit leave studio. It's all happening, isn't it? It's all happening.
Go back and it's all going down.
Touch back on the Goodwood race. That's all I thought the jockeys were woeful. And as you touched on, Ushing him up, he's sitting on the steel about 3-4 longs out, thinking I've got him. Got to be one of the best clips you'll see out there. But Courage Mon Ami, they got too far back the last day. They've got to sit a lot closer to this Quickthorn. If they let him away with it again, they all need to be brought in for the Stewards Inquiry. I think he showed his real class at Royal Ascot. He'll stay, so I don't understand why he doesn't go out and sit a hell of a lot closer to him than he did the last day. He'll stay all day, the long straight. I'm hoping he can hunt them down and do the job. Frankie was very soft on him at Goodwood when he was beaten, gave him an easy time home. He wasn't emptied out, and he should be coming in here with a bit in the tank.
But see, again, look, we all give out about jockeys, but I think when you're going up against a horse like Quickthorn and who goes very quick at early stage, if you try keep up with him or go a lot closer than your horse wants to go at that speed, especially over a trip like 2 miles, you're going to empty yourself out.
He won it well, but every jockey behind
it's not
him
the
was
first time.
shave.
Oh no, but
he does it once a season. Like he done it last season, and then they got quick onto him, and he didn't win again. So they should be quick onto him here again. And I don't think he can get
he backs up his wins.
There's literally a clip of Oisin in the preview saying we can't let Quickthorn have an easy lead, or he might do what he did at York again. That's exactly what
But he done it before he won at Goodwood. He done it at York. Lit the race before.
Shambles. It should be an interesting race, though.
I know, but
3 o'clock on Friday, the Al Basti Epiworld Dubai Gym Crack Stakes. Colts and Gedling, 6 furlongs, 2-year-olds. Kylian, 15 days.
Mbappe.
Johannes Brahms, 3-1. Hatem, 6-1. Bahir, 6-1. Action Point, 8-1. 10-1. Bar. Kylian.
Mbappe.
From me.
Yeah, it's all about Kylian Mbappe for me. I don't think he's going to have any problem over 6 furlongs. As you go back to his Goodwood race, I'll be touched about when Joe was on. That was Goodwood identifying as Goran Park on yesterday's day with how deep that ground was. So to step up to 6 furlongs on better ground will be no issue whatsoever. He's a lovely, wide, long straight to play with, and I don't think Roy Moore can get this one wrong. I think obviously
15-8.
first one of the season, GSI.
GSI, Tom. Tom.
You say
Come on.
Ryan Moore.
Yeah, Roy Moore not on him.
No, Clifford Lee, I'd say.
Ah, no. Ballydoyle horse.
Actually, we don't have a jockey. No jockey at the moment.
You got me worried then, because I'm tipping up the Ballydoyle horse, and I thought
Well, Ryan has rode him last twice, Tom, so be careful.
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't fancy having that conversation with Aidan, to be quite honest. I think he'll definitely run Johannes Bravs here. And yeah, he's good there.
Okay.
Okay, Ryan, you can ride.
This is an easy one.
No, it's not bad, is it? The worst you can say is no.
Yeah. It's
I
like
don't
saying,
think that's the worst. I think that's the worst he could say, to be quite honest, in that conversation. I think he could say a lot more than just no.
Aiden's a nice fella. He wouldn't do that.
Exactly, yeah. Nice lad.
Yeah.
Knows everyone's name.
Yep.
That impresses me every time I see it.
Every horse, every human,
That impresses living daylights out of me.
dog, mouse, cat.
Dogs are cool.
Yeah.
Do you ever see them running through the
Ducks.
horses? Ducks.
Oh, Sean's found fucking
Jesus Christ, you got that, man.
Go on anyway, Tom. Johannes Brahms.
Yeah, I fancy Johannes Brahms. Impressive the first day, nice. Goes to Ascot then. Very well supported for the Windsor Castle. Big Evs is very, very impressive that day. He finished second though. Big Evs has gone on to frag that form. He was very, very impressive again, I thought, in the Molecombe, even though he only won by a neck. He is third favourite, I think, for the Nunthorpe, 7-1. Like that form looks rock solid. I know Kylian, ran behind him and whatever, but I don't think that leaves too much between Kylian and Johannes Brahms, and one's 15-8 and one's 130. Johannes Brahms hasn't ran since Ascot. He's coming straight here. I really think it's a strong positive. The only negative I would have is in the last 10 years, Aidan O'Brien has not won this race, which is quite surprising, really, isn't it? But that aside, I'm going to take my 130 and I'm going to back Johannes Brahms.
Tom, breaking news for you. Joe has sent in his Scofield tips for tomorrow.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Sean, the gym crack.
The gym crack, yeah. I'm not going to be taking 13-8 on Kylian. I'm not sure if he's going to be one of these nearly never horses. He lost his chances here in debut. He sent him up to York. Now, York can be a big deal coming across the middle of the track, and he lost all hope of winning that race that day when he came across there. He got very upset. They say he's a machine, but I'm not going to take the 13-8. I think the one that's a little bit overpriced in here again, and he stays further, and I think he might be kicked off the front, and it'll be a case of, can you come and get me? Will be Hatem. He won the Vintage Stakes at Goodwood impressively for me. I think he's 7-1 in here, and I'm not sure about the O'Brien. Is it a worry that he's missed everything in between, Tom? I took it as a little bit of that. And Sean Levy has chosen Hatem over Bahir, and I think a 7-1 in here, he's a little bit overpriced. It'd be hard to see him out of places, to be honest with you. So it's going to be Hatem each way.
Jesus.
Times
have a change.
Jesus Christ. Worry about a horse trained by Aidan O'Brien. All right, Johnny.
I just had his form. It's just he ran well behind City of Troy, but that race that he won a Goodwood is not a strong piece of form. But who knows?
We do.
That Andrew, that interview at Ross Common is one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. If you ever wanted to know what Ryan Moore's personality behind the camera is like, just watch that interview because you saw a little glimpse of it there. It's very, very good.
My kind of man.
Okay, the 3:35 at York on Friday. The Coolmore Wooden Basset Nunthorpe Stakes Group 1, and Highfield Princess is back, defending her title 11-8. Bradsell, fucking hate this horse.
That thing bothered me ever since Ascot.
I fucking hate him. 10-3. I swear I do. Like,
how did he keep that rate?
Big Evs 7-1, getting a lot of weight. 8 stone 3.
21 pound in total.
3. Dramatized 9-1, Regional 10-1, Twilight Calls 12-1, 16-1 bar. Tom, Do you have anything for this?
No,
No.
not really. Not really. Look,
That's
she's
what
very up to the top of it.
What he's doing right now.
Down, for me, she's had a good few opportunities to win this season, and she's won once.
Yeah.
Thomas Courtney
That's
looked
all
up.
This is I noticed it wasn't Tom's cup of tea, so that's why I came to him first. I'd like to see Highfield Princess win. She's probably a little bit short for being beaten twice in the group ones already this year. She won as she liked the Goodwood. Myself and Sean had said that race was there for the taking, and it's suiting her going downhill. I hope she wins because she's kind of a deadly horse, isn't she?
She is deadly.
But I think the one that's an each way bet is regional. When we're talking about flat racing and sprinting, I'm always saying the top end handicappers can transform themselves into group horses, and that's pretty much what he's done this season. His last 2 wins were very impressive. Needs good to firm ground, so if it's not good to firm ground, do not back him. He travels very strongly. I think he liked the hustle and bustle of this, and he might run well at a big price. Andrew.
Right. Let's put this in context for jumps. Well, obviously £21 is £21, but over 5 furlongs, how much of a difference in your mind would that make for a 2-year-old?
Couple of lengths.
It would be like me sprinting against you.
I'd beat you, but anyway.
You wouldn't.
Oh, let's race.
The heft is going to not work in your favor. Like
I am lightning still.
over 4 lengths.
I think this needs to be recorded outside the gym.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest.
Yeah.
From the shutter,
No, 5 furlongs.
me and you 5 furlongs.
Yeah, 5 furlongs.
5 furlongs. That's not a fucking sprint.
It's not a mile. A mile is 8 furlongs.
That's
It's half a mile and a bit.
From here, the speed ramp and back. Guarantee I'll beat you.
5 furlongs.
Take that one and take out 5 furlongs then.
5 furlongs, 1,000 meters, a kilometer.
Do 400 meters, and then a few weeks later, we'll do 1,000.
All I'm hearing is fucking cowardice.
I'm giving a chance to beat you over 2 distances.
1,000 meters is nearly a middle distance race in athletics.
I'm versatile.
Well, it is a middle distance race, actually.
Yeah. Let's get the Tom. You need to come down and record this.
I'm no coward. I'll race whatever distance.
You never said
Andrew, I have a question for you. I'm hoping this is going to be good news.
you 2 distances to race you
I'll
over.
beat you over both.
Okay.
Go on anyway.
I'm sorry, what was I saying? I'm all confused now.
Yeah, you were talking about big Evs.
Big Evs. The wage is massive.
You're not really convinced though.
I was going to say, but how strong are 2-year-olds when you compare them to sprinters? And I touched on this before.
We were
The
here.
older horses get, and especially for sprinters, the stronger they get. It's like National Hunt Horse for all the same.
Big back ends on
Big
them.
arses.
We were here last year.
Big
and
bunda.
Platinum Queen was the same, getting £7 million, and she couldn't be
Yeah.
Highfield Princess.
So that's why I said Highfield Princess has hit form now. She's getting her confidence back. I'm not having a bet in this race because she's too short.
I was hoping you told me you backed her because you can never get her right. I was praying you said you backed her.
Never get it right. The only
Oh,
time
to be fair, 3
the
times
only-
last year he
the
did.
only time I haven't got it right was at Ascot the race after it. Every other time I got it right.
I thought you said you
Oh.
always get her wrong.
Hampton, you little dope. To last year. Who was it? Look, there was sand somewhere. It was. She won. The only time I haven't backed her was at where did she win last day? Goodwood. It's the only time I've never backed her. So sit on it.
Fair enough.
Highfield Princess. And if Barcel wins,
Sean.
Jesus Christ.
You know we're ongoing here, Dave. I made a bad mistake at Ascot not backing him. We had a conversation and you put me off him. But Brad said it's going to be the one in here for me. He took him first run of the season. He took to get fit. Don't know what Tom's doing with the camera there. But there's an awful lot of flicking in and out.
It's changed or something. I don't know. I thought I was using the webcam. It's gone again.
It is different.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
not
lot
very
darker as well.
I fucking broke it. It's only been on for an hour. Oh, whoa. What's going on there?
But back to Brad Sale. I think 5 furlongs is the key for him. It's the first time he's dropped back at Royal Ascot. He's a ball of pace. I think he'll just sit on Highfield's Princess's tail. And you seen he kicked and she just wasn't able to go. I think even with the drift, she was never getting back up to be him or Ascot. He does have a switch of there's a 3 pounds difference here compared to Ascot. That being my biggest worry. But I think at 4-1 and her at 11-8, I think she's very short in her. Sorry, 4 pounds in the difference. I think I'd be taking him at the price again. In that, I think the two of them could be the ones that pull clear. To be honest with you, the 2-year-olds, I can't buy that big Evs. But Dave's one regional would be the each way one in here. But Brad sell for me.
I'd lay her 11-8. I think you can have a bit of crack doing that, can't you? You can't go too far on.
Yeah.
I hope she wins anyway. I think Bradsel's best form is just at Ascot. He might be just one horse that loves Ascot. Last couple of races on to Saturday. First one at 3 o'clock on Saturday, and then we'll touch on our naps and next best. The Sky Bet City of York Stakes Group 2, another one of these 7 furlong yak races. Only good 7 furlong race is on Arc Weekend in France. What's the name of it, Tom?
The
The
what?
Forêt.
The Forest.
Forêt.
Le Forêt.
The Forêt.
What was the mare that used to win it the whole time?
Huh?
What was the mare that used to win the Forêt the whole time?
Moonlight Cloud. No,
No.
Golden Goldman. No.
No.
He's
English one.
Oh,
I know. Who's the train? I know kind of green kappa for all the world. I think.
Yeah.
oh,
Green.
the same colours as Purple Pay. William Haggis is
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I
Who?
can't remember.
Oh yeah.
I was talking about them.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
Haggis was, wasn't it?
Hold on, Ian.
I don't know. I'll take this while you look for it because this is as Dave says, this is the state man dance. You run up to the bookie here and you say, "I'll have my money on Kinross. I can't see him beating." He's got a 7 furlong. This is his purple patch now where he takes out these 7 furlongs races. We've seen him at Goodwood. Isaac Shelby got a soft ground that day. Kinross is versatile. It's going to be good to firm here. It's Quickthorn. They haven't watered and they said there's no rain due, so it could be rattling quick. So I can see the distance between Isaac Shelby being a bit bigger this time. 7 furlongs is just a specialty. He sits there and he has a turn of toe and none of them can match. He beat Sacred here last season. He walloped her. He's 13-8 in the place. I'll be telling everyone to go and take that, and he's my best bet of the week.
Yeah, Sean pretty much gave up Kinross there. I agree with him. This is his kind of race. Andrew only turned on the comments there, and the first comment I read: the COVID lockdown drums are playing again. They can fuck off for Cheltenham 2024. If anybody actually believes, wears a mask, all that COVID shit anymore,
There we go.
you fucking need Jesus. Tom, fire away.
Thanks for the intro, Dr. Dave. Yeah.
Tom's a believer.
Fucking unbeliever you are sometimes. I tell you. We just get sponsored and then he goes on a COVID's not real rant. Like, for fuck's sake.
Podcast.
Right. I have some better news. Right. Okay. I found out who the horse who won the Forêt 3 years in a row. And it was William Haggis who trained it. And the horse was called One Master.
One master.
That was her.
Good times, man.
Yeah, good horse.
So that's the good news. The bad news is not a Scooby-Doo who wins this.
Just say Kinross, Tom. It's all right.
Kinross.
Kinross
Yeah.
wins. He wins, Tom.
I don't know.
You
He's one of those, like Dave was giving out about Bradswell. Like I can never get Kinross right.
It's because it's 7 furlongs, Tom. You try and back him in sprints and he can't do it. You just back him in 7 furlong races and he wins.
My opinion on this was actually I might take Isaac Shelby at 6-1 each way.
Oh Jesus!
Well,
Oh Tom, wrong bet.
You look at his form. He's been a neck by Kinross the last day. I thought they were.
You got a soft ground, but
yeah, I know there's another pound in it as well, but you're getting 6-1 on one, 13-8 on the other. So I'd probably back Isaac Shelby each way. Got 3 places. I think the rest are much of a muchness. So.
Just have your money on Kinross, Tom. Promise you.
Why didn't Jumbie run the other day? Hang on, non-runner.
Because she's running in America, I believe. She's running in Saratoga.
Oh, they're going to Saratoga.
I believe so.
Unsuitable ground the last day. So yeah. Yeah, Jumbie would have a chance if it runs, but it doesn't sound like it's running. It sounds like it's on a plane, but it sounds I'm sure.
No chance, man.
Andrew.
7 furlong specialist, Kinross wins.
It's just a grade 1 horse against grade 2 horses. That's kind of what it comes down to.
I hate tied with Isaac Shelby.
Like-
Yeah. $335 last race. The Skybet
That didn't
Ebor Handicap. I believe the richest race on the season or the flat season. Anyway. But one of them big, loads of money anyway.
Million?
All them handicaps.
No, it's only worth $500,000. There's something worth $1 million now.
Only.
It was $1 million at one stage, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's the voice of Tom's New Gates. Sweet William, favorite. Absurd 6-1. Real Dream 8-1. Live Your Dream 9-1. Jack Finbar 11-1. Great name. Scriptwriter 12-1. Yashin 14-1. And there's millions and millions of them. All some jumps horses, some lads you'll know from years back. Andrew.
Jumps horse Dave.
Go on, go over it.
Script writer.
Okay.
Trained by Milton Harris. He got us off to a lovely start at our Cheltenham November Pilgrim every year. This last year, he has very good form over hurdles. Oh, let's talk about jumps for a minute. Yes. He has started his life actually off for Aidan O'Brien, I think for as a workhorse or something, or pacemaker or something like that, and the Gallops, or whatever the hell we were talking about. But he went to Milton Harris, started his life over hurdles at Cheltenham. He won. He was second into comfort zone back at Cheltenham in January. He went off 6-4 for grade 2. Adonis at Kempton. In between that, he was second in, I just said that, second at Chepstow national meeting. Right, so back on the flat. In between, he had a win at Wolverhampton, which was an easy enough win. He came back at the Ascot Stakes, Royal Ascot, and ran as well. You can expect it for his first run back after a little break. But then he comes up and gets to a head with an Hamish over caution distance last time out. And that really took my eye the way he stayed on. He looked outpaced during it, but he kept digging in, and he's gaining at the line the whole time. I think a race like this was sitting down to the ground. He'll get brought into the race more with the horses around him. And it's just the fact that jumps horses, I always say in these kind of races, these big handicaps when jump horses are in, they're trained different, they're trained to stay, they're hardier horses, they're trained harder. And I think when push comes to shove, they could give that bit more than flat horses will. So on a price of 16-1, you'd probably get 5-6 places in some bookies. I think he's a great each way bet, 16-1.
Hey, Tom.
I am going for Nusrat. Similar angle to Andrew. That lad went jumping and did very well, was placed in a couple of grade 1s. And I think his last win, if you go and watch that was in June. It was called the Skybet Race to the Ebor Handicap. So it should tell you all you need to know. But he absolutely cut through the field that day. He was held up. Mikey Shee held him up. He travelled so well. He came through the whole field easily. And look, I know it's a lower grade race, but still, like, you made them look like, 0 to 65 handicappers. He then gets caught for a bit of room, and then he kicks on again. And then he kind of gets the front, does a little bit, and then kicks on again. He's half going away then at the finish. So I'm really keen on him. He's only gone up £3 for that win, which I think that's fairly lightly treated him. And yeah, I thought that was an improved run on his previous flat starts. He's done well over the winter hurdling. He's only got 8 stone 9 in his back. Joseph's in good form. He can definitely get one fit and ready for this. I thought Nusrat got a live each way chance. I'd be against Absurd. I'm not mad keen on Absurd. Not mad keen on. Didn't like the way he carried himself in that Ascot race, and then I know he's got no room at Galway, but kind of the same again. I'm not sold on him.
Sean.
Yeah, I'm not having a bet in this race, but it's very hard to get away from this Sweet William. Gosling has put blinkers on this fella and turned him inside out. He's had a 4 and 3 runs into him in a month, and I can guarantee you the plan was to get him to this Ebor. He's got in now, but they were worried all along would he got in off a mark in 99. I think he probably has the best part of at least 10 to 15 pounds under his belt. I wouldn't be surprised if he's competing in graded races, staying distances next summer. He's short, he's 7-2, but I can see people getting stuck into him. It's absurd, as Tom said. I don't like him at all, and I'm looking down, and I don't see anything. He's carrying a weight of 9 stone 2, and I think he has a bundle in hand, and he's very hard to get away from. So it'll be Sweet William in here.
Sounds to me like you're having a bet on Sweet William.
Yeah.
No, I would, but he's too short now. He's 3-1, but I genuinely believe he's probably about 10 or 15 pounds well in. They put blinkers on him, and 4-3 runs into him, and he's just looked to get better and better. And it's hard to see where the ceiling's going to be. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if he's competing in graded races over a long distance next season.
Anyone watches the Irish flat racing, they'll know Safecracker, the Godolphin horse.
Yeah.
He runs well in all those big handicaps, and Zoffman and these lads. No, them lads. There's a horse that ran in October last year against them and went off favourite. Jesse Harrington's horse, Yashin. And I said to myself, this chap is going to win a big pot. He came out in May on good ground, good to firm ground, and he bolted up. And Jesse said after the race, I categorically will never run this horse on anything less than good ground again. And he ran on soft ground the last time. And if you look at the racing post, it says, jockey remarked, horse could simply not go on the ground. So he pulled him up. He actually came 6th, but he as soon as he started pushing, he just left him off. I think Yashin will win on Saturday. I like Scriptwriter. I think he's got each way chance, but I think you'll finally see the real deal from Yashin. He's by Churchill. They get better as they get older. 4-year-old needs the distance, and I think this has been the plan all year. I think this is a punt. I think this chap will be like price-wise tip and so on and so forth. The race he was 6th in the last time was against Emily Dickinson and Ross Carberry. And when Emily Dickinson gets her ground, she's a very good horse. So Yashin for me, and I am definitely going to have a bet.
She had beat Emily Dixon in the race before that. Emily Dixon went off like 4-5-2 on or something.
Yeah, I'll check.
Check that.
Yeah.
Leopardstown.
We had in the race at Leopardstown, he bet. Oh wait, no. Pine King, Joseph a horse. Dawn Rising then went on to win at Ascot. Akita Sushi was 5th, went on to win at Ascot. Emily Dickinson has won since. Stratham was in there, and Cordiga Joe was in there. Strong piece of form.
It's not a bad show, that, Dave. I'll give it to you. That's one of the better things you've said tonight.
Wow.
Only taken an hour and 20 minutes, but well done. You got now.
Naps and next best. Nap and next best.
They're nice horses.
They're lovely horses.
Do you know what? One of them is called Bob.
Yeah. I actually got a text saying Bob looks good. I don't want about Bob Allinger. Was that Bob?
I hope it wasn't.
Nap and next best. Tom's nap and next best is his nap is Al Hussein. His next best is Johannes Brahms. Andrew.
My nap is Kylian Mbappe. My next best is Scriptwriter each way in the Ebor.
Sean.
Yeah, my nap is Kinross. It's a state man dance here. I think he takes all the beating. And my next best is Edwardian. I think he's an improving horse. We haven't seen the best of him yet. A step up and trip. He's gonna relish.
And my nap is Kinross. I agree with Sean. My next best runs tomorrow. The first race, 5 furlong handicap. I like these handicaps at York. John Quinn, Jason Hart. Hopefully get him off to a good start for Highfield Princess later in the week. An improving 3-year-old. This is the time of the year for improving 3-year-olds. Hopefully he's a good draw and can run well in the morning. Well, I think it's about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock.
You want to say his name?
J.M. Jungle. And let's do our lucky 15.
Tom laughing at you.
Huh?
Tom's laughing at you.
Let's do our lucky 15 for the give back. Andrew has picked Quickthorn. I have picked Kylian. Sean is going all in. Every penny he has this week. Don't
Tom's.
gamble responsibly and drink
Spot on.
responsibly. Kinross and Tom is after picking the loser, Al Hussein.
Oh,
Wow.
And that brings us to the end of our York Ebor preview. We are glad to be back. We'll be glad to be back in about 50 days talking about Chepstow. jumps
Can't
are back.
wait. Oh, I cannot wait.
For the meantime, we'll be doing some flat racing shows. Thank you all for listening. Andrew, Tom, Sean, thank you. Thank you to our sponsors, Glistian Events. Don't forget, Andrew will be putting stuff up on Twitter for that giveaway. Get some free tickets. You know, they're free. You don't even have to do anything. Just type some stuff in. Statement dance. From Glistian to the U-turn. I got it.
No, I got it. Look, there you go. Look.
Oh, even better. The Irish Open ticket giveaway, sponsored by Horizon, brought to you by Glistian Events.
6 tickets each day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to be won. I will put up all the information. What time is it now? On 10 o'clock on the button, all the information will be up on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
And if all else fails on Saturday, I'll be in a pub in Spain with Kubo, our Scottish friend, and we're going to have 3 points on Jesse Harrington.
On that note.